që ky forcim të forcohet të ndodhë sa më shpejt duke përmirësuar performancën e secilit institucion një nga një dhe duke përmirësuar sistemet tona të mbikëqyrjes edhe në pikat hyrëse kufitare. Pasi që të kemi përmirësim, siguria merr kuptimin e plotë dhe siguron rezultate zinxhirore, ku secila halk duhet të tregojë rezultate për qëllimin tonë të përbashkët. Ky efekt zinxhiror i funksionimit përfshin pra, ashtu si thash më herët, policinë, doganat, inteligjencën dhe institucionet tjera për shëndimin e ligjit. Policia e Kosovës gëzon besim të lartë nga qytetarët tanë. Është një institucion kredibil nga ku dhe fillon tërë përpjekja jonë për ta luftuar krimin. Doganat gjithashtu kanë rol kyç, sidomos në pikat e ndjeshme ku mund të kërcënohet siguria. Bashkëpunimi në pika kufitare është i domosdoshëm. Agjencia Kosovare për Inteligjencë është forca bashkuese e agjencioneve për zbatim të ligjit. Informatat janë më të rëndësishme. Në kërcënimet e fundit globale, Kosova s'është imune. Siguria jonë varet nga agjencionet e zbatimit të ligjit. Metodat e fundit të grupeve të krimit organizuar të terrorizmit janë edhe më të sofistikuara. Prandaj duhet ta përmirësojmë qasjen, sistemin dhe bashkëpunimin. E mirëpres pra punëtorin e sotme dhe si Kosovë japim garancat se do të mbetim fokusuar në sigurinë e udhëtarëve dhe në të dhënat e avancuara për çarkullimin e udhëtarëve. Ju falenderit.
Gjithë jemi ndjeni se nga data 23 minutë të shkurt vitit kaluar, Departamenti i Kërcënimeve Transnacionale nga Sekretariati i OSBE-s në Vjenë dhe misioni i OSBE-s në Kosovë kanë organizuar një folklori për themelimin e sistemit, Advanced Passenger Information System. Edhe takimet e këtyre dhe janë vazhdimësi e saj dhe misioni i OSBE-s në Kosovë mbetet i përkushtuar në fuqizimin dhe asistencën e institucioneve përgjithëse për ndalimin dhe luftimin e terrorizmit dhe kërcënimeve tjera transnacionale dhe në këtë rast do të ambasadorin jam pranë me fjalën.
Thank you very much, Naim. Honorable Prime Minister Haradinaj, Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs Mustafa, colleagues from Kosovo institutions, representatives and colleagues from the American Embassy and ISITAP, welcome. I'm happy to see you here today. I'd like to begin by telling you a story. This is a story of a young French man called Mehdi Nemouche. He's a 29-year-old French national of Algerian origin who was sent to French prison 10 years ago for armed robbery. While in jail, Mehdi started spending time with violent extremists and began to be radicalized. One French counterterrorism official learned about this and they placed him on a national watch list. Mehdi was released from prison in December 2012 and traveled all the way to Turkey by land. He then crossed the Syrian border to fight with the so-called Islamic State, and there are reports of him beating, torturing, and killing hostages and local civilians. After this information reached the French authorities, they raised Mehdi's alert level and had him placed on a European and an international watch list. So you would think that after spending a year in Syria and being on national, European, and international watch lists, that Mr. Mehdi would find it difficult to travel. Well, in March 2014, Mehdi decided that he wanted to return to Europe, but instead of traveling directly to his destination, he used the so-called broken travel. He traveled by land into Turkey and then took a flight from Turkey to Malaysia. Once there, he spent some time in Asia and traveled to Singapore. From there, he took a flight to Frankfurt. He managed to take these flights using his own name and his own passport, and despite being on all these watch lists that I mentioned. It was only after he had left Frankfurt Airport that the European Union officials became aware that he had actually arrived back in Europe. From Frankfurt, Mehdi traveled by land to Belgium. And 2 months later, on the 24th of May 2014, he went to the Jewish Museum in Brussels with a Kalashnikov, and in less than 1 minute he had killed 4 people. This was the first terrorist attack claimed by the Islamic State group. What Mehdi's story has taught us is the need for advanced passenger information systems. If states had collected this information from airlines and automatically cross-checked it against relevant watch lists, it is highly unlikely that Mehdi would have been able to fly back to Europe to commit this terrorist act. Therefore, the Advanced Passenger Information System is one of the key tools that we can use to counter violent extremism and terrorism in our countries. But what does having an advanced passenger information system mean? To put it simply, this information system is the biographic information that a passenger gives to airlines when he or she checks in for a flight. When an advanced passenger information system is in place, this data is sent from the airline to the government authorities in advance, so that passengers can be cross-checked before they arrive at our borders. The establishment of a national passenger information system is now mandatory. The International Civil Aviation Organization has made it a standard, and the United Nations Security Council has obliged all countries to have this system. In addition, the European Union mandates its member states and urges aspiring members to collect passenger data in line with its Advanced Passenger Information Directive. As a means of supporting local institutions in setting up an advanced passenger information system, the OSCE organized a workshop in Kosovo in February 2018, as Naim mentioned. The main goal of that event was to draft a detailed roadmap with the input of representatives from all Kosovo agencies involved in passenger processing, as well as with international advanced passenger information experts. This roadmap outlines the implementation process and formulates a series of recommendations based on the outcomes of that workshop. And the recommendations are the following. First, to establish an interagency working group involving relevant law enforcement officers, the Civil Aviation Authority, and airport security officials to decide on all necessary financial, technical, and administrative issues related to the implementation of advanced passenger information. A project leader responsible for chairing the group will have to be appointed. Second, to amend the existing legislation in order to grant law enforcement officials the legal authority to collect, store, and process advanced passenger information data, as well as to include certain provisions on data protection to ensure compliance with existing international recognized standards. Thirdly, to set up a single window responsible for collecting, processing, and exchanging the passenger data transmitted by airlines, which would then be responsible for onward distribution. Fourth, to issue a request for information to commercial IT service providers to assess their cost and capabilities. Because the establishment of an API system is an expensive process, and you will need to identify potential budget constraints and budget opportunities. Fifthly, to inform the airlines of your intention to establish an advanced passenger information system and to create a stakeholder consultation group to ensure regular communication with them throughout the process. Now, in order to discuss each of these recommendations and to agree on the next steps here in Kosovo, the OSCE has brought in an independent consultant, Mr. Andrew Priestley, and Mr. Priestley has many years of experience on advanced passenger information issues, and he has assisted a number of countries in their programs. During the next 3 days, Mr. Priestley will provide legal advice and technical and operational assistance, as well as offering suggestions for solutions to the potential challenges that have been encountered so far. Dear Prime Minister, dear Minister of Internal Affairs, I'd like to thank you for your participation, but even more for your strong commitment to this endeavor. Your support is, of course, critical to ensure that all necessary reforms for the establishment of an advanced passenger information system in Kosovo are actually carried out. I'd like to welcome all of you and to express the mission's appreciation for the collaboration between the Kosovo government and the OSCE, both the mission here in Kosovo, but not least also with our colleagues from Vienna. The department responsible, the OSCE Transnational Threats Department. And working together, I'm sure that we can help establish a functional and effective advanced passport system here in Kosovo. We're all in this together, all of us. It is our joint security that is at stake, and I look forward to working closely with all of you, my colleagues working with you as well, in order to make sure that the OSCE region, of which Kosovo is a part, is safe and secure for everyone living here. Thank you very much for your support and engagement.